How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Fourever Arsenal podcast, bite-sized edition. We said to you in the last one, we're going to come back with a preview for the United game. We think it deserved a preview of its own. And we went over the hour mark on the last episode. Make sure you've checked that. Make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Put the notification bell on. There's 2 games left of the season. And it's still all to play for people. 1 point separating us and City. Obviously, they've got a game in hand. We've got OT on Sunday, but they've got Craven Cottage midday Saturday. So we'll know where we stand by the time we're walking out on that pitch at Old Trafford. And big up James, Lee, Jordan. Hope you guys are well. Here to preview United. So yeah, it won't be as long as usual, people. So make sure you hit the like button now. Don't wait till the hour mark because we might not even hit the hour mark. So let's get to 1,000 immediately, people. Yeah, let's get into it. United Sunday. Lee, I know you enjoyed a bit of Champions League football last night.
I love the Champions League football last night. Come on, if you didn't enjoy that, it was you're not an Arsenal fan. I thought I was all concerned. Like, Bayern Munich got exactly what they wanted. Or deserved, should I say, last minute. And if anybody had to make the mistake, it was Neuer. Like, you know what I mean? And I can't feel sorry for him after what he done to Saka. I can't feel sorry for him. And then right at the end, I think, I'm going to put it out there, I think that the goalkeeper wouldn't have saved that goal. And realistically, like, it's a goal. I think like VAR would have had to rule that, but the linesman, you know what I mean? I'll tell you what, he has got a job for life at Madrid after his officiating. He'll be like, I don't know, they give him a job as corporate or something like, because he's just saved their skin there, like, you know. But listen, it was a great day. Bayern Munich. But what I got out of it was that we ain't far away from that, really, like, you know, that we would have, we give Bayern Munich 2 good games, probably should have beat them comfortably at home. Real Madrid didn't beat them comfortably yesterday, but we're certainly competing. And also my conclusion of it all is you don't have to be the best team to win it. Like, everybody was saying, well, no, do you remember when we was doing the quarter-final draw? Yeah. We all want Dortmund. Everybody was going, oh, like, Dortmund's a team to get. That's the team to get. Well, they're in the final. Probably not the best team in it, but the luckiest. They had all the breaks and everything like that. So, I actually enjoyed it yesterday, like, you know. But listen, that's why the Champions League is so hard to win when you've got teams like that. But poor old Bayern Munich. And what about it, Kane? I'll tell you what, I think England have got to drop him now for the old Euros.
Yeah.
If we don't, we've had it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he is, poor Harry, he is cursed. I tell you, like, you know what I mean? We'd be winning 4-0, we will be. With 5 minutes to go, and all of a sudden they're doing Newcastle on us, whoever's playing against us, and we lose on penalties. It's unreal, like, you know. But he must be sitting there like he's got a good life. Don't get me wrong, and you know he's a great player. And but when it comes to winning trophies, it's not going to happen for poor old Harry. And I worry for us in the Euros because of that now. I really, if I'm Gareth Southgate, I'm saying, I hope he gets injured before this game makes a decision for me. But poor old Harry, I don't know. There you go.
Leeds World Cup with a swing in his step. Champions League final is Real Madrid on course for unprecedented 15. Well, they were already on an unprecedented 14, but yeah, 15 against Dortmund. Dortmund's probably a lot of neutrals favourites in this one, or the neutrals pick. They haven't won the Champions League since 96, 97. I remember that year they won it as well. But yeah, they're in the final, surprisingly so. Mbappe, PSG knocked out. But we're not there, people. So there's nothing more to discuss on the Champions League. The Premier League title race, that's where we are. And Old Trafford, that's where we will be this Sunday. I'm at the game. Lee's at the game. James will be doing the watch along, and Jordan will be watching the highlights. So make sure
you just setting me up there. Setting me up.
I thought about that on the spot.
That's the worrying thing. Just came to you, mate.
No. Jordan will be covering it on what, Channel 4, Talk Sport, all of them. One of them.
Channel 4, yeah. I'll be watching it in its entirety.
What are you saying, Jordan? Let's start with you, because it's a different show to usual. There's nothing to review, so there's no chance for you to be like, I want to raise 2 negatives.
Oh, I've got a few. Don't worry, I can still raise some negatives.
Last show that you've got negatives.
I'm kicked the ball.
Yeah, we've
Got some
hard
feedback.
with negative. No, man, it's a big week, man. We're all smiling, we're all bouncing. It feels like a long time since we've had a game, and it isn't that long actually.
It does.
But for me, anyway, it feels like it's been ages. But it's the big one, man. It's the big one with 2 games to go. We just got to, as we've said before, do our business. I'm actually more focused on Arsenal winning our game than City dropping points in a weird way, because I'm just fearful that if we focus too much on City dropping points, but we don't handle our own business, we're gonna look like mugs. So I just want to beat United. I don't think the Everton game would be simple. I know they're safe. I know it's at home, final game of the season, but I don't think that'll be simple. But I think we'll beat Everton. So this is the one. This is the one. If we're going to win the league, this is the game where we have to handle our business, and then what will be elsewhere will be. So, yeah, man, it's United. They ended our unbeaten run. They beat us 8-2. They beat us 6-1. This is our time to really go there and assert ourselves and handle business in the way that I hope that we do. If it all goes to form, this should be a comfortable win. I don't think United will lay down and take it, but let's have it right. They're a mess. They are bad. They are really, really bad. They've got a lot of players out, and I put out in quotation marks because I've got a theory they dropped a couple of players for the Palace game because of the Arsenal game. It wouldn't surprise me if you see 2 or 3 players back in that 11. But irrespective if those players do come back, we've got everybody fit at the moment. I think bar Tomiyasu, I read, has a little knock. He's a slight doubt for the game. But we've got pretty much a full-strength squad. We've got the momentum. We've got the goals. We've got the defence. This shouldn't be a difficult game. And I hope that we go and smash them. But if you offer me a 1-0 now, I'll take it.
100%. Are you confident before I move on to James?
Yeah, I am. I am actually. I am confident. I think on the day, I think there will be nerves. I think what's on the line will make everybody a little bit anxious. But I think as long as we start well, we handle our business properly, there isn't any reason why we shouldn't win this game. Everything goes in our favor. So, yeah, I am confident.
James, how you feeling now? Few days away from it. Jordan labelled it the big one. We could have said the same about the Tottenham one, but he's right. Going into these last 2 games, this United one is massive. How you feeling about it, confidence wise?
Fine, really. I mean, the obvious sentences come out. It's Old Trafford. They got good players. Anything can happen. All that. They went 1-0 up at the Etihad because Marcus Rashford just smashed one in the top corner. They've got players who can do that. Bruno Fernandes. I don't rate him that highly, but he's just got quality, he can produce. So you're kind of always wary on that front. But I mean, I said that when they played Liverpool at home and drew 2-2. But I think when people say that, when we're saying, oh, it's Old Trafford, oh, it's still Man United, what we mean is they've got the ability to produce like a performance and show up for Old Trafford and stop a giant who come to Old Trafford. But the thing is, when you even look at that Liverpool game, they didn't actually do that. I mean, they got the point, but they didn't stop Liverpool. They didn't they didn't play well. I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like they rose to the occasion and really showed up to stop Liverpool. They still terrible.
Yeah,
still terrible. They just scored 2 wonder goals, and Liverpool couldn't bury their chances and should have scored 5 on the day. So I'm kind of hopeful, like if we just if like the stats are in our favor, if we have more shots, if we have more possession, if we play the football in their half, we should come out with the win, because they concede so many goals, and that they just haven't been a cohesive unit. And I just feel like with Ten Hag, I was watching Big Six. I think Matisse said that the chickens have come home to roost. Which if I haven't butchered that phrase, I think essentially it's like this has been coming for Man United. What happened against Palace has been coming. Now, I will say in their defence, and this is the one small defence I will get for them, because I'm not really one to feel too sorry for Ten Hag, the way he kind of speaks and the excuses he makes, having spent 400 million. But the one thing I'll say is they've had their back four absolutely decimated all season. They really have. Like their starting left back, starting centre back, other starting centre back in and out, and then their right backs have constantly have to change with the other playing on the other side. and that's not an ideal platform to play. Like, I think Arsenal would really struggle if we didn't have that platform to play our football, as we've had all season. So I think that is one thing I will say in their defence. But they've just been a team that you would think Rice and Ødegaard can find lots of pockets against. You'd think Saka and Martinelli can isolate themselves against their fullbacks. You think we should be able to win the physical battle. You think all these things, but ultimately, it's like I always say about Chelsea as well. They've spent a lot of money, so it must have gone on something, and that kind of always makes you a little bit wary as well. I mean, look at Jadon Sancho at Dortmund. You know, everyone's kind of saw him as a bit of a joke at Man United, and kind of, you know, think, oh, there you go, another wasted set of millions, but he's now a Champions League finalist. So it tells you these players do have something, but we should have a lot more as a collective, and we should get it done. So I'm confident, just always wary, because that's just how I am.
Lee, it's a funny situation to be in, because City played Tottenham away leading up to game week 38. Arsenal play United away leading up to game week 38. Our rivals could do both of us a massive favour in the next 7 days, with City Tottenham being next Tuesday, next 5 days even. Do you think that's on United's mind? Do you think the United players know about this rivalry? Because, you know, in years gone past, Lee, we've seen us in North London derbies against United at times where we've wondered whether these players know what these games really mean. So from a Man United sense now, when you look at where they are in the league, when you look at the position they are in as a club, do you think they're looking at this game as in a similar fashion to how we're hoping that Tottenham are not looking at this game, and they're going to go in and try get the win and keep the integrity of the league up? You don't see any one eye on City not winning the league for United? You think they're just focused on the game in hand?
No, I think they're focused on the games, just in poor form or whatever like that. You know, I watched Tottenham the other day against Liverpool and started feeling sorry for them. Like, you know, I booked a doctor's appointment the next day. I actually felt a little bit sorry for Man United on Monday night. Doctor said, "Yo, you're back again," and I went, "Yeah, I am. I'm getting a bit worried about what's going on here." Like, you know what I mean? We should be really enjoying it, because do you remember when we was 8th and all that? I remember Man United fans really coming for us and like saying, "Oh, what a crap club we were," and all that, like, you know. And
Banter club, was it?
Banter club, and you know, we'll never be as bad as that. And even in America in the summer when they
do you remember?
They beat us in a friendly, you know what I mean? They were giving it. And
AG bet me £400 off the back of that friendly win.
Yeah, wait until the season starts before we start. But anyway, you know, and I have to say, as bad as we've been, and we was bad, don't get me wrong, I don't think we was as bad as this, what I've seen in Man United at the end of the day. I really don't. But when you was playing in those games, you sort of half looking forward to them, because, you know, you could get yourselves up for them. But on the other hand, you thought yourself, "Oh, I don't know, because we might get stuffed." And listen, when I think with Man United, you know, it's funny what Jordan said there. We should go there and stuff them, but I'll take a 1-0. I've said exactly the same this week as well. It's a weird thing, but realistically, we should have gone to Spurs and won by 5 or 6. Realistically, when you're 3-0 up at half time, and we should now go at Man United and do what they have done to us on many occasions. That's what I get a little bit annoyed about. I think that when we've been at our lowest, and we have been at low a couple of times against Manchester United, I remember a 6-1 defeat there. 8-2, as you know, Jordan says, that was on my birthday, so that's still is still there. They've smashed us on not just on those occasions. Like, you know, I remember 3-0 in a Champions League semi-final, I think it was, or 3-1, I can't remember now. Like, but they had, when we was poor, they really made it, you know, really made it on us. And I want us to go there and do exactly the same to them. And I'm going to be really honest. I don't care what anybody says. This is the best opportunity to do that, because they're decimated with injuries, and two, if you're a Rashford or you're a Bruno Fernandes, you've got a cup final in 2 weeks, would you rush back, put your body on the line for a game in the league which ain't going to happen and all that, or are you going to make sure you're 100% fit for a cup final against Man City. So I don't see him rushing players back just for that, for Arsenal or Newcastle or I think it's Brighton their last game. I think at the end of the day, you know, they want to be 100% fit for a cup final against Manchester City. And if I'm a Man United fan, I want everybody fit and available for that, because I tell you what, it's bad enough getting smashed by Arsenal, or it's bad enough getting smashed by Crystal Palace. But if they get smashed, which could easily, if that team plays against Manchester City, I'm telling you, like, you know what I mean? Like, we could be going, how's that? Because it could be a cricket score. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not fearful. If I'm a Man United fan, I want that season to finish as early as it can. So let's go up there and put the pressure on them. Like, I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. Like this, if I'm going to be really honest, the league title will be decided this weekend, as far as I'm concerned. It will happen. If Manchester City are going to drop points, it will be this one, because one, it's early kickoff. Sometimes you can be a little bit, you know, you don't really know what you're going to get. I didn't really know what we was going to get from Arsenal last week, but we got a fantastic performance. But those 12:30 kickoffs, I'm clutching at straws here, guys. It's the one where it may be like, but if they go and beat Fulham, that's it for me. It's done. And we can go and just enjoy ourselves at Old Trafford.
Actually, I disagree, because, and I get it. Like, it'd be another game, and trust me, with every game they tick off City, I'm feeling more and more like, oh, it's just not going to happen, is it? However, I have this. I think the reason City have looked quite relaxed, not only because they've just done it a million times before and quality and all that. I think they have also. I think we've seen Old Trafford as like they've done this year. I think City fans maybe have had this hope, like, you know, Arsenal still have to go there. I just feel like if we do go and win, I think they'll beat Fulham. If we go and win at Man United, I think the game that, like you said, maybe this could be the weekend the title's decided. If we go and win there, we suddenly said to City, you have to win your last two. You know, now I think there's that feeling of, well, we could draw at Tottenham because they'll probably draw at Old Trafford. They're very similar opponents for us. They're kind of teams that we've been better than in the last few years, yet we really struggled to get a result at Old Trafford. And they've not even scored at Tottenham's new ground. And I just have this feeling that if we can win there, City go into next week like, okay, we have to be perfect. We have to win at Tottenham and we have to beat West Ham. And I actually think now that it's been announced that David Moyes is leaving, I do think they'll want to not completely roll over and dive, you know, West Ham. I do think they might try to leave someone out there for him, but who knows? We'll see. So it comes down to, if we win this game, suddenly I think we up the pressure on City in a way they haven't had it before yet. I think they've looked at Old Trafford as, you know, well, we'll drop there as well. And I think they've been pretty relaxed about that. So if we do win, like we did at Tottenham, because remember, they played Forest straight after Spurs, and they didn't look all that City. They looked a little, you know, they got their goals. Forest had a lot of chances in that. And I just think these results can just have an impact on one another. Likewise, if they drop points at Fulham, does that heap pressure on us at Old Trafford in a way that impacts us negatively? So I don't really know. I just want to get to that Tottenham game. And I know that no one's banking on Spurs to do anything. I get it. But I just want to get there feeling like we've told City they have to win that. That would be, I think that'd be big
Spurs
pressure.
ain't doing nothing. Spurs are not doing nothing. Don't forget,
I don't know, people.
They
it's
was 2-0
all
up at half time last year and lost 3-2. Where we when it, you know, it wasn't the same time of the season, but we could have done with them taking something off City then. 2-0 up at half time, and you've lost 3-2.
But they, I mean, I'm just trying to get the Premier League table in front of me.
They're out of the top four. They're out of that.
Well, they're not necessarily out of it. If Liverpool beat Aston Villa.
No, the top four thing's done for me. I think that was done a couple of weeks ago, in my opinion. But I think James makes an interesting point, though, that it's not. I think we've just got to do our job. We've just got to make City win. We've got to say to City, you've got to win your game. And if it's, we've said for weeks now, if it's not enough at the end of it, fair play. All I'm focused on, just do our job. Just do everything that we can do. So when we do this podcast in 2 weeks' time, and if City are champions, we can all sit here, the four of us, and be like, we could have done no more. We could have done no more. I don't want to be doing this podcast and City are champions, and we drew at old Toilet, and then Spurs got a point against City, and then let's not do that. So I think kind of tactically, if I look at the game ahead, guys, one of the things I've noticed, and I have noticed about Man United this season, is they're really bad. There's been lots of analysis around how they're really well coached and set up. One of the worst indictments I think you could put towards Man United team is they all look unfit. They all look like they can't run. They're just the Palace game was so bad. There's so many players that can't run. So I think if we can just overwhelm them with our speed, with our power, with our athleticism, and our energy, I think that alone, forget tactics, that alone may be enough to get this job done. We've got to go there. James mentioned the fact that it's old Toilet, that kind of old under the light sort of thing. The players can't get overwhelmed by that. It's easier said than done. I get that. But the players can't get.
And we went Anfield this year, we put up a fight. We went Etihad this year, we put up a fight. Old Trafford.
Well, exactly. Exactly. I mean, Old Trafford does come with a different element at the Etihad in terms of the prestige, the history. But I take your point. We've got to go there and assert ourselves and be like, we don't really care. The stadium is history. This team is dog. We've got to go there, push out our chest from minute one. We've got to press the hell out of them and make them know it's going to be a long 90 minutes. I don't want to ease into the game. I don't want to, let's get to 15 minutes and see how it goes. No. We could, if we handle our business, to that 3 times now, we could end this at half time. We could be 2-3 up at half time. The Spurs game is an example of what we can do. And Spurs weren't even that bad. Spurs weren't even that bad. This United team is 10 times worse. So for me, tactically, it's about how we set up, taking our chances, being ruthless at the back. But before any of that, just run. This United team can't run. They don't want to run. So I think we can win this game on enthusiasm, on energy, on desire. We can win this game on that alone because we'll get chances.
I don't think top 4 is done, by the way.
Yeah, 7 points. I mean, the best we can hope for, when I was looking at it in the background, the best we can hope for is, Liverpool beat them on Monday night, and Tottenham, there's a glimpse of hope for them on Thursday. So,
guys, it's not just a glimpse. I mean, okay, I think Villa probably beat Liverpool at home because they've just been but they just lost to Olympiacos 4-2 at home, had a bad result at Brighton. They've, been picking up results, but they've not been fantastic, Villa. If Spurs beat Burnley at home,
exactly that,
and Liverpool go and get even a draw at Villa Park, City, Spurs have to beat City. They're win, and they go into the final day of the season against a relegated Sheffield United, knowing that Villa are going where? Palace. Who just slapped up Newcastle, West Ham, and Man United at Selhurst Park.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Not done. It's really not.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say this now. If they beat Burnley, right, and Liverpool beat Aston Villa, which I think they will, because I think Liverpool have got more, they've got nothing to get, confidence and whatever. What would have happened over the weekend probably means that they can't win the league, or that, so the relaxed sort of side of things. I can see them winning. Aston Villa seem to be at this moment in time wary of what's going. When you can't get a win, they're probably going to leave a lot out there on the midweek game against Olympiacos. So
playing tonight,
which is playing tonight, and then it's all down to Spurs. If Spurs then went to beat Manchester City, right, they would be favourites, in my opinion, to get top 4. Because, as you say, they've got Sheffield United away, who were relegated. That would be like they did, a couple of years ago against Norwich, and we end up winning 3 or 4. And it'll be all on Aston Villa. So there will be pressure on it that, if they beat Man City, I think that they will get it. But I don't think that they'll beat Man City, whether they're going for Champions League or not. I just think that they'll be too open, and Man City will
doesn't matter. We just need them to feel they can. So if
outcome
is they draw with them.
What we don't want, and that is, a thing is that they're all turning up with their retro Manchester City shirts on, like, and instead of like, oh, when the Saints go marching in, they're singing like Blue Moon. We don't want that from the Spurs fans. Come on, Spurs fans, you're better than that. You really are better than that. Like, you know,
Are they? Are they?
We've pulled Dick off on the back of their shirts and, like, you know what I mean? Come on, like, you know.
Can I ask you three something? Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham, rank them in order of how hopeful you are that the club will take points off City. So for me, it's Fulham, West Ham, Tottenham. So Fulham, most favourable for me to take points off City. Tottenham, least favourable. Jordan.
I'd go Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham.
Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham. Lee?
Fulham.
Straight. What about the other two?
Fulham.
James. Fucking hell, Judge Dredd over there.
Yeah.
James.
Quite get the exercise.
No, he didn't, did he?
Fulham.
You get 1 point for that, but you failed the exam, mate. I'll tell you that.
Still Tottenham for me, people. Still Tottenham for me. I
Oh,
know.
James, I love you, really.
He's
you know
so
what I mean?
young, yes.
Yeah, so naive, so wet behind the ears, isn't he? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, James, let's explore that. So, where do you think Tottenham could cause City a problem? Do you think defensively they could keep them out? Do you think offensively? What's your rationale for thinking Tottenham could get something?
City concede chances, and Spurs, as bad as they are, do get goals. They do. I mean, Chelsea, they looked really blunt at Stamford Bridge, but they got a couple at Anfield. No great surprise. Well-worked goals. They got a couple back against us, even though they weren't really in the game. And they're quite stubborn in the way that they'll always just play and attack and avert their fullbacks and get high up the pitch and want to create chances. And I just think, like, they've lost 4 in a row. That is so bruising. And I've started to see Spurs fans say, we have to turn this around. We can't end the season badly. And a few Arsenal fans are going, does that include City? Because whoever you are, whatever you think of the title race, they've lost 4 games in a row. They were top of the table with 8 wins and 2 draws after 10 games. No team has ever started the season that well and not finished with Champions League football. Ange Postecoglou, Spurs fans might not like to hear this. I don't think he cares if Arsenal win the league. I honestly don't. I think he's a man of, is integrity the word? I think he just thinks, I'm here to do a job, and Daniel Levy is expecting me to deliver, the best possible results, and I have to. Now he'll get into the players about that, and they're at home, and it's a place that City have struggled to, I don't know, psychologically get over the hurdle of winning there. Even when they didn't, they battered them in the FA Cup game this year at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They only won 1-0 from a set piece in the 88th minute or something. So, yeah, that is absolutely where I'm most hopeful. Fulham are flying kites in training. You think Willian's heard everything we had to say all those years ago and thinking, yeah, I fancy doing the Gunners a favour? Absolutely not. I think West Ham, even though I think they might leave it all out there for Moyes, this is how the West Ham game will go. 0-0 after 30 minutes, you're going, oh, all right. And then City will get a goal, and then it'll end 7-0. That's basically how that's probably going to go. Absolutely, I think Spurs are. I don't think Romero, who goes out there charging into people all the time, is thinking, I'm not going to do that because I don't want Arsenal in the title. Which I think the players are thinking like that.
I agree with that. And I think your point about Postecoglou is also relevant too, because let's assume they beat Sheffield United in the last game of the season. He would have ended the season, if they lose to Man City, that'd be 5 games out of 6. I think they lost their lot.
He beats Burnley and Sheffield United. That'd be 5 defeats in his last 7 games of the season.
Right. Starting the new season, you don't want to, and fans remember that. Fans do remember that. So you don't want to start the new season knowing that, the end of the season fell off a cliff sort of thing. Maybe. I just think City have the experience. They've got a fully fit squad from what I've seen. I think they'll find a way to get it done. And I just think the minute
they win all 3.
Okay.
I think they're going to win all of them.
I'll tell you what
most hopeful for me is Spurs, genuinely.
Sure.
You say a very good point there. Because if you go back to it a couple of years ago, Tottenham were in a cup final and they couldn't get Champions League football, and Levy sacked Mourinho. You know, it was all about Champions League football. So the pressure would be really on the manager. I don't think that Levy can afford to sack him because the playing side of things and all that. But they're very, very ruthless over there down the road. Very ruthless. So you're right. If he gets off to a bad start next season, I think that he's under the pump, and he knows that. So if he can get, if they can get Champions League football this season, then you know it would be a marvelous thing for them, and for him as a manager as well. Like, because I think that he's, for the first time in his Tottenham tenure, he's really under the pressure now. The fans are not turning, but they're questioning a lot of what he's doing. From his point of view and the players' point of view, don't forget, like the players, there's certain players there that will be under the pressure of whether they're going to be at Spurs next season. You know, so there is pressure on the players and the manager. I don't think it'll make a difference though, but it'd be really funny if they are 2-0 up at half time and they come back, there's no one there. I mean, that'd be really unbelievable.
Can I ask you for a question? If it was the other way around and it was Arsenal in Spurs' position and you at the Emirates and you needed a win to beat City to get top 4, but you also but you also knew that a win would help Spurs win the title. How would you support the team on that day? It's gonna be really uncomfortable.
That's how I'm supporting all fucking day, mate.
You'd throw the game. Yeah.
I've never wanted Arsenal to lose.
If they don't throw the game.
Have you ever, I out of all my time supporting Arsenal, I've never wanted Arsenal to lose a game.
In that scenario, would you?
No. I wouldn't want us to lose. But
He's saying that, but trust me,
I wouldn't be as up for it as much as I would normally be as a fan. Come on, who would be? You know, because the consolation is if you do lose, it ain't the end of the world. You know what I mean? But I do want to. I think I'm fortunate in all my time supporting Arsenal. This has never happened to me.
All right, Lee, I'm going to put it on you. Arsenal win 3-0 or they lose 3-0.
One results in 5th, one results in Tottenham win the league.
Yeah, but
no. Come on.
The answer's there.
Come on.
You can go and win this game and still Tottenham could still go and win this game and Arsenal still don't win the league, right?
All right, I'm making it black and white. Making it black and white.
So
if Arsenal win the game,
that game there is the following game.
That's the game.
Blue moon.
Because if you're a Spurs fan, it's going to be a really uncomfortable 90 minutes.
I see where the Spurs fans are coming from on that, like, you know what I mean? I've never seen Spurs win the league, so you know, at least they've seen us win it a few times. I've never seen Spurs win a league, and listen, they've won cups in the past and all that. Like, yeah, it's pissed me off for a little while, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like, but I've never, you know, there is a part of me that don't ever want to see them win the league or anything like that. There is that part.
Well, that's an interesting angle. That's an interesting angle, Lee, because let's flip it once more and say that we're Man United fans in this situation and it's City going for the title. I mean, this is kind of what City are hoping United stop us, right? But say United had top 4 to play for on the line. I wouldn't want to compromise our future and our development for City just winning another title. I know it'd be 4 in a row that City have never done, United have never done, and maybe United fans feel very strongly about that. But quite frankly, City just did the treble. Like, City have been doing all this. Ultimately, I'd want us to progress and do as well as possible and get Champions League football. But it's the fact that we haven't won the title in 20 years and Spurs want to continue that. I've never seen Spurs lift the title. I've seen them lift one trophy. I think, you know, it's like that, you know, you want to maintain that, right? So I think that's a part of it. If they'd been cleaning up for years and years, I'd go, well, look, we need to develop and we need to get better and we need Champions League football and, you know, or stomach one more. I said, actually, I don't know. It's difficult, but I think that's sort of part of it as well. We haven't done it so
It's going to be
long.
hard for them.
I'll just say one thing on this, right? And I don't. But this game should never be where it is for Spurs and Man City. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this should have been put on a few weeks ago. They should never have left this one game from the end. Whoever decided to do that, it's an absolute shocker of a situation, because if they'd have put it on 2 weeks ago, you know what I mean? Like, Spurs would have gone for the game. The fans would have been right up for it, because, you know, there's a possibility that they can get Champions League. Also a possibility that Arsenal could drop points, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. To put it in where they've put it is an absolute, I think, piss take from every angle going, because you've got Spurs fans in the scenario, and I get it, that not wanting to win this game. Like, I think it's their last home game of the season. You know, that's one where you want to really go and enjoy and celebrate. They can't. You know what I mean? They can't enjoy it. Spurs fans are not going to enjoy that game, whatever happens. You know what I mean? Like, they're either going to see their team gets beaten, or they're going to help their rival. I just think it's a ridiculous time to be putting this game in here, like, you know, and for the Premier League and all the money and everything like that. I just think it's a joke of a decision. I really do, like, you know, because this game, I know it had to change to the FA Cup, but they could have put this on before this game, like, you know, because if Arsenal beat Manchester United, and you are telling these Spurs fans and the team, like, you know, that if you do something here, you are basically giving your rivals the title, and for people to make that decision, I think is ridiculous. It's an absolute joke of a decision to put this game in there, like, you know what I mean? And I just hope that we never get in that position.
I'm just realising, you know, we need to get to that game, though. Like, you know, we need to beat Man United, you know, and
if we don't beat Man United, they can win the league there, can't they?
Yeah.
And for everything I'm saying about Spurs and why they could beat City, it's why United have a good chance against us. Like, there is a psychological hurdle we need to overcome at Old Trafford. A draw isn't enough. You know, we can't get a draw and go, all right, well, you know, we'll see. No, we have to win. We have to heap that pressure. And you know, I was about to say the sentence, it's going to be difficult, but United have been one of the easiest teams to play against in the league because of how they set up, because they, you know, they press with a front four and then they sit in a low block with their back four, and their midfield are all over the place, and they've had injuries, and there's so much confusion, and there's so many questions around what's going on at the club in terms of, you know, obviously Ineos are getting started with their work. So you'd feel like this is a perfect chance to go in, cause a bit of chaos and get out with 3 points. But I just, you know, I'm always wary. I'm glad. Am I glad? Yeah, I'm glad City are playing Fulham. I'm glad we're playing United away before they're playing Spurs away, actually. I'm glad that we can try and get that result and heap pressure on them for that. Because the way the fixtures have just all panned out, it's all very interesting. We really want Spurs to beat Burnley at home. Please beat Burnley at home, please. We then need Liverpool to beat Villa away. We need to do our job at Old Trafford. And if those results go that way, trust me, there's pressure on Spurs to get something against City. But let's do our job.
See. But before we did, go towards the latter end of the show and wrap up with predictions and comments of the day. Lineup, same as.
Yeah, I think so. I'm again tempted to bring in Martinelli for Trossard because of the way Man United play, and I feel like that would be. But every time I think that and say that, Trossard just comes along and does the business. You know what I mean? And it'd be very harsh to leave him out at this moment in time. Very, very harsh. I didn't think he was great the other day, by the way. But then when we needed to score, he scored. That would be the only decision that I would make. Obviously, Tomiyasu is one that we could look at, like, you know. But if I think he'd be fit. I think he's more precautionary. But yeah. I just feel it'd be very, very harsh to leave. He could bring Jesus into that wide area if, you know, like last time was in Manchester, he did play out there. But I think it'd be harsh on Trossard to leave him out for anybody, if I'll be honest.
Trossard was frustrating me during the Bournemouth game. Like, I was watching him, like, you're not really getting into the game.
Yeah, I know.
More. And actually, that's kind of similar to the Porto game and a few others, but he pops up with a big goal. So it just feels like you want your best finishers out there right now. You want your most efficient players, your best defenders, and your best goal scorers. That's it. So Trossard gets the nod, but I can forgive Martinelli this season. I don't think tactically we've been set up right for him. And I think he struggled with 1 or 2 injuries that have just stunted momentum and all that. Next season's a big one for him because we're in for a winger. And I think I actually think this is someone we finally bring in, that winger who can play on the left and on the right. And if they are, in keeping with Arteta's signings, which is basically their hit, Martinelli could be in kind of trouble really as a starter for Arsenal long term. So I'm backing Martinelli, but I think Trossard starts this one.
Well, it should be a Batman competition.
Absolutely.
I would make it a priority position in the summer, a left winger. So I'm sorry, I would upgrade on Martinelli next season. I think Martinelli is one of our best non-defending defenders. That makes sense. I think of the attacking players, he's a real strong asset. I think without the ball. But this isn't the sort of game where I envisage Arsenal being under pressure a lot. So I would start Trossard, who I've said before, I don't think often is a good starter for us. But recently he's been on form, and I think I agree with James. He's our best finisher, and you want your best finishers on the pitch. And then worst case, if it goes how I think it's going to go, Martinelli for the last half an hour could have a field day in that last 30 minutes. So yeah, I would keep the same team. I would, apart from Jesus. Did Jesus start the last game against Bournemouth?
No, come on.
I would potentially start Jesus actually ahead of Havertz in this one, just for the movement. I just think the movement could cause United so much problems because, as I mentioned earlier on, they don't move, and someone that's a bit of a live wire like him, he could cause havoc. But the point I think for me is whatever 11 we play, it shouldn't really matter. It really shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. We should beat them regardless. Yeah. So we can talk about this player, that player, this player. We need to make it not matter. Just win the game, handle business. Let's go to the last week.
Yeah, let's do predictions now. Table hasn't changed. James 41, 6 points ahead of me on 35. Lee a point behind on 34, and Jordan 6 behind on 28. So yeah, I mean this game week pretty much wraps up the title for James. Let's start with you, James.
Sorry, Church. Before what is the highest points? It's just the lowest points title.
We need stats and all that, We need
someone.
It's been a hard year. It's the hardest year so far. It's been the hardest year.
I've got a feeling that this is the worst. I'm not having a go at James when I say this because it has been difficult. But
he's the worst champion ever.
Worst points, Sally.
Well, where were you?
Prediction wise, is it what 2 each, 2 and 3? Me and you ain't got one correct score, one correct prediction, right, Jordan?
It's been a hard year, Lee.
I've only got one as well. Do you remember my first correct was the Brentford Tottenham first game of the season prediction?
Oh, the friendly, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's been a hard season, Lee. It's been a hard season.
No, I'm not having a go here when I say this. I think it's been really tough game this season to predict. When you think about it, Arsenal have won a lot of games this season. So we're going to go with Arsenal winning most of the time, but the actual results we struggle with.
Yep. Well, James he's done well.
Ever since I moved towards inverted predictions, things have come a long way for me. So
what's that? 50 games played, 5 clean sheets for James. That's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad.
I got top 4, so that's what I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you're in next season.
The shock on his face when he sees Sharoy there next season.
yeah.
It's a top 3.
We're talking about kick. Yeah. I'm going to say quickly just before we go to it, I've seen the new kit. I quite like it.
I think there's too much white on it, personally.
Yeah, maybe that's a bit of the back's a little bit fade, but I do like the stripe. Reminds me of the 89 kit and all that, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I just got a little. I quite like it. Kit? I think they had blue on that, didn't they? Didn't they have red and blue
collection?
Have a look.
I think I know what you mean. There was a bit of. So there's one that had.
It might be earlier than that. Then it might have been an earlier one than that. Then I remember.
Navy. That's navy. Actually, is this the 89 kit? Wait.
Oh, you just had it in your hand. Yeah, I think that's the one they're basing it on.
No.
That's 91 or 90.
No, I don't know about the year it is, but that's
Yeah, I
the
think
one
that's
there.
what I like.
That's the one there. That's because if you look at the way the curve at the back, they have that at the bottom of the kit,
I
think. And then the blue stripes. So I think that's the one.
I don't remember it.
I might be wrong.
I'll put them up later. But yeah.
Do you have the 1952 kit by any chance there?
Yeah.
See what we got in the back.
See what you got in the back.
There's no need for that.
Genuine question.
He's actually shocked.
952.
James, get some composure and make a prediction.
Oh, fucking hell. 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. 2-1 Arsenal. All right, cool. 2-1 Arsenal. So what? I'm 6 points behind. 2 games to go.
Oh, let it go, Turkish. Let it
go. Let it go.
2-2.
Tactical.
Tactical.
Lee, you have a chance to overtake Turkish here.
Yeah, 2-0 to the Arsenal.
What did you say, James?
Fighting for second.
Lee has the chance to overtake Turkish.
What did you say, James?
If he just gets, if it's a win, he'll get a point and go.
You know what? Now might be a good time to say Lee wasn't here on 805. I didn't want to say.
I was here on 805.
Yeah, so I didn't want to say it. He might be due a point deduction.
Unbelievable that guy. I tell you what, the guy just doesn't stop like that. He actually for everybody to know, like he puts up the link at 8 o'clock. Be on at 8:05.
Yeah. To be fair, maybe you should get a point off.
Yeah. I mean, I think anyway, I'm gonna get points. If anybody misbehaves in the last couple of weeks, they don't get points off this season. It's next season now, let's get that rule right. Because I'm actually got up there and thinking, if I lose a point, who gives a shit? But now I thought, no, I'm going to have that little dot because this is when Turkish won't turn up now because he thinks, I don't matter like that. On to next season it goes now.
He has got a bit slackly, hasn't he? He's got a bit slack Turkish the last couple of weeks. He's got a bit complacent.
Complacently, like, you know what I mean? Just taking them.
I'm on the beach, mate. You know how they say it?
Yeah,
Fulham on the beach. I'm on the beach.
He's flying kites in training.
Yeah. Listen, to be honest, you need an independent adjudicator next year, and I think I know just a man. Name begins with S, ends with Y. 2 syllables.
I'll bring the lawyer in next time. All right, I'll bring the fair person in.
Listen, since Sharoy, I think went against you, no one's seen him.
Literally.
Where is he? Where actually we should do a show. Where's Sharoy? Because
he hasn't replied to my messages in 6 months. Honestly,
no,
I ain't seen him for a minute.
You know what I mean?
He's busy.
He ain't been seen about or nothing about. After his Lawyer of the Year win and then stitching up Turkish, we haven't seen Sharoy.
He's busy.
Well, funny that.
He's back in City's 115 charges, so let's see how that one goes. Bet you'll support him now.
Yeah. It's like he does a good job there.
What did James say? What was your prediction, James?
2-1.
He said, that's what I was looking for.
Hypothetical, guys, because there are rumors that these 115 charges are going to come to a conclusion. Like, I don't know, maybe not soon, but total hypothetical. It's obviously not going to happen. If City were deducted like 5 points now, a bit like Forest and Everton have mid-season, would you take it?
I'm knee sliding on the pavement.
I'm backflipping. I can't even do a backflip.
Over the head.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I'll go on these slide on AstroTurf. Like,
it wouldn't feel like you earned it, would it?
Just done it. I'll wear just done it, mate. Yeah, with the Nike tick.
I'll tell you what, for 115 charges, right? You know what I mean? If you come down to me and I would turn around and I would say to them, look, I know you've been naughty boys and all that, like, just 1 point, that's it, like, you know what I mean? And that's it, you're still getting 1 point, let's just take it, like, you know what I mean? Like, you backed them.
We'll let you off with the other 114. Just take one off
let
now.
you off of every other charge. You've just been docked 1 point.
How's that for a deal? I might need you as my lawyer, Lee. Fucking earth.
I hope they get relegated and chucked out of the league. Like, Well, I'll tell you what, like, you know, if that was to happen, we'd win 2 titles, but it wouldn't feel the same, would it?
No.
It wouldn't feel
you
the
have
same.
to live through it. You have to
You have to live through it and just say, it is what it is. But I don't want to see them deducted next season 15, 20 points and that. I want to see them chucked out of the league.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see. But I just hypothetically look.
Don't you want them chucked out of the league? Don't be scared. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, you know what I mean?
We don't
care. If they've found guilty of 115 charges, chuck them out of the league.
If they're found guilty of, I mean, for sure, then throw the book of them. But I mean, let's see if they are found guilty. I just never know with these things. I know it's sort of, I don't know how much I mean this. Obviously, if they got points taken off this season, not happening, by the way. For anyone thinking, oh, is this a possibility? No one's saying that. It's a pure hypothetical situation. I'd be over the moon. I'd be over the moon. Of course I would be. But I'd almost rather they started a season with a point deduction. We all know what the situation is. They've been punished for this, and off you go, and or out the league, whatever you're saying, Lee. But I don't know. Imagine with 2 games to go. Yeah, we're docking you 5 or whatever. Anyway, it's not going to happen.
No,
that's what we're resorting to. Tottenham, we can't have faith in you. We're now having to pray on the Premier League to come through.
People, that's predictions made. And a little.
No, Jordan ain't done his yet. What did you go, Jordan?
Is there a point? Fucking 6 points.
Whoa! There's a procedure to go through. I'm gonna go.
I'll put 1-0 down for Jordan. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0. Actually, I'm gonna go 1-0. We can't let United end our season, guys. Come on, all serious now. We can't let United end our season. It just can't happen. It can't happen, boys. Sort it out. 1-0.
1-0. 2-0 from the judge, 2-1 from James. I've gone 2-2 just because, I think we'll win. But if we don't, then hit the like button, people. Have we hit 1,000 yet? I did say this won't be an hour-long pod, but here we are, 53 minutes in, going into comments of the day. So you must make sure we've passed 1,000 likes, because we've given you a double whammy of Fourever Arsenal this week. This was meant to be bite-sized, but we've delivered a full-blown Sunday roast. Yeah. Let's get into it. Comments of the day. Everyone ready?
I ain't got any comments, but I've lost the league, so sod it. But I will just say,
point deducted for next season. See what I'm saying?
In that case, Lee, I've got a couple here. I've got a few.
Right, yourself one here. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
extraordinary.
No, I haven't got a comment, but the comments came for me this week. They really came for me this week, but it's all right. It's all right.
I thought they came for a lot of people. They're a bit more angry this week, the comments.
I think I got a bigger portion of the anger from the fans and most disagree with what I said last week. But I'll pick out one here. Lad, this show has been incredible all season. Keep up the hard work. Big up Jordan, Lee, Turkish, and James. I like that one.
I might even -2 for that.
Scandalous, Turkey. I'm just saying it's scandalous.
Nothing will top.
John from Brighton says, "Love the pod, mate. Don't even support Arsenal. I'm a Brighton fan, but keep it going." Thank you.
Yeah, that is the best comment. Incredible. How did they come up with that? I mean, it's not as good as Lee's Wi-Fi one. That was that was a
shocker.
Yeah,
the trend.
My one's even better this week.
Lee just went. So John goes, Lee's Wi-Fi is quite bad. Well, that's quite a good one. That.
Love him. My one. Can I do my one then?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Fraser, 5088. Lee is a genius. Do that for me, that will do.
Lee's not finishing above me. I'm telling you, I'm taking points on
man.
his next game. James, you ready or should I go?
Oh, God, I'll fly through mine quick. So, got one from Craig Mallon, got off a couple. Was hoping the pod would be out first thing this morning, and they delivered. Great commitment, which is much appreciated. Big up, boys. You're very welcome. We showed some real commitment with that Sunday morning one. A few of us had football and all sorts of good stuff. PC God says, Lee is the only person I know that pronounces his words better when he's drunk. Like that one. And Tarjes Discord says it's physically impossible for James to give Havertz a straightforward compliment. Just thought it was harsh, man. You don't need to.
There's some idiots, like let's be honest. There's some real idiots that watch this. There's some great fans that watch this podcast. There's some idiots as well. Like it's really
his praises for months now. Just because I'm
real
still
dumb
not seeing
people.
a £65 million solution to our striking problem doesn't mean we're not praising him. So just
It's all about opinions and respect everybody's opinion.
But then if you go too far the other way, you're called a flip flop. So we talked about it last week.
No, but that's what the person that's made the comment should do. Respect James's opinion, regardless of how he said it. I've got one here from ID Man saying Turkish is getting hammered because he stubbornly refused to acknowledge Havertz's growth when it was clear his form had improved. It came across as petty for the sake of being right. I actually clearly did acknowledge Havertz's form. It's just that it wasn't good enough for people like you when I said he was a 5 out of 10, a 6 out of 10 in January, which was an improvement on 2s, 3s in the first half of the season. But instead of 5s, 6s, you want me to give 8s and 9s, which I've been given more recently. So what are you giving more recently? 11s and 12s? Because if he was giving 8s and 9s in January, you must be giving 12s and 13s now because he's better than he was in January. Like in January, he was better than he was in September. Jordan says, currently in Jamaica in the nicest hotel I've ever stayed in, loving life, watching my favorite pod on YouTube with a strawberry daiquiri in hand. Thank God Arsenal didn't ruin my holiday. Big win. Please never stop this pod, guys. Big up Turkish, James Lee, and Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, I saw that. Because he's got a good name, so
he's got a good name.
I love it.
Jordan, right? Yeah.
That's it for the comments of the day, people. As always, we appreciate them. James Lee, Jordan, missing anything?
You've just fucking insulted everybody on them, like, you know, get your comment in and get insulted, like be called an idiot and all that, like, you know.
Just do better.
Just lads. If you want to make a comment, don't worry about it, like, you know what I mean.
That's the beauty of this. We address positive comments, we address negative comments,
and idiots.
Abuse sometimes. You know, find me another pod that does that, people. Find me another pod that does that. Listen, big up James. Find it. It's a niche. We found a niche, people. Hit the like button and go fuck yourself out there, yeah?
Yeah, you load of wankers.
You filthy animal.
Don't swear, like, come, we're all in it. Let's get it. You know what I mean? You ain't getting paid. Don't worry about it. Get in here and say something, like, you know what I mean?
Who's up next? We'll wrap it up there.
No.
Hope you've enjoyed. Hit the like button, people. 1,000 likes on the clock. We will be back after the United game, probably Monday morning, people. So look out for it. If you're subscribed with the notification bell on, you'll be notified. If you're not, then you might miss it. So make sure you're subscribed, people. We will be back Monday, but there's a hell of a lot of content coming in between. I'm at the game. Lee's at the game. Watch along as always. Make sure you're there. Love for the love. We're at, people. Peace.